Sometimes life lets you down, and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run, because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud, when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind, and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind, and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide, and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mabuhay and welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. This is King Gonzalez, and we would like to thank you for streaming live to the 12th episode of the first season of Realty Realities. Hey, thanks again. Is my mic on? Yes, it is. Yeah, well, hello and thanks again for streaming live to Realty Realities in this Saturday, about a bit sleepy, rainy Saturday afternoon. Pero wag niyo po kaming tutulugan, no? Get your coffee to wake yourselves up because we have an exciting afternoon. because this afternoon we have a special guest who will be talking to us about a very important matter. A very important matter dahil lahat po tayo pagdadaanan po natin ito. So it's about real estate taxation. And not only real estate taxation in general, but very specific, yung extrajudicial settlement as well as estate tax. So, bakit ba siya importante? Kasi po, kapag napagmanahan po kayo ng property ng inyong mga magulang, no? Tapos, hindi pa po nila na-transfer before they pass on to the next life, malaking problema po. Malaking problema kapag hindi po natin alam ang gagawin natin. That's why we've invited somebody over, and she's not just somebody. She's the expert in extrajudicial settlement and estate taxes. So yan, we'll be talking to her in a little bit while. So ngayon, how's your Saturday been? Or how's your week been? It's been raining, no? So nakikita po natin na marami na pong baha outside of our homes. I know we're stuck at home because of the pandemic, and to make it worse, this heavy rains are making it also difficult for us to go outside. So please, no, let's all stay at home and watch Realty Realities as well as the other shows on TNC. So paano ba? Just hashtag TNC now, or you just spell it out, the new channel on your Facebook as well as YouTube, and you'll find us there. So yun po. Nakakaano, because when I woke up this morning, I read on one of my GCs that it also nagkaroon din ng earthquake early this morning. So please, no, and I asked my kid, anak, ano nga ba yung gagawin? Ano nga ba yung tinuturo sa atin kapag nag-earthquake? And he reminded me, Dad, it's duck, cover your head, and hold. Hold on to something kasi baka mahulog po kayo. So just to remind everybody that, earthquakes do happen, sadly, no? So we need to protect ourselves. So that's duck, cover, and hold. Tapos, kapag hindi na nagsishake yung lupa, then it's time for us to proceed to our safety zones. So, yes, please create safety zones na napag-usapan nyo ng inyong families during earthquakes. And also, if you have your own company, or suggest to your company also to have safety zones na kapag clear na, hindi na nagsishake yung ground, then you can proceed to the earthquake, to the safety zone. Ayan. So, trivia. Last week, we did our first trivia, and benta. Well, at least benta siya sa mga staff ko. But sana benta rin dun sa mga other viewers of last week's episode. Well, the trivia for today is somehow related to our topic. That's why I'll just include it here. No? What is the first real estate transaction recorded in history? Okay? Tagalogin ko lang po. Ano ang pinakaunang recorded real estate transaction sa history? Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Sirit? O sige. Choices. Lagay naman tayo ng multiple choices para mas madali, no? Para mas masagot ng mga viewers natin. A, is it a sale transaction? B, is it donated, no? Donated transaction? Padali na natin, dalawang choices na lang, or A or B. If you answered A, then you're wrong. If you answered B, then definitely you are correct. Tama ka! So B, it's donation. And the story goes in the book of Genesis that God gave Adam and Eve the Garden of Eden. And He gave it for free. And He gave it because of His love for Adam and Eve and for mankind. Yun lang. Because of man's sins, we've forsaken the Garden of Eden. And yan, nangyayari din sa Earth. So let's take care of our planet and let's take care of developing our planet responsibly. One that won't hurt it, and even better, develop it in such a way that it's useful for the community, as well as yung mga animals around it, as well as the plants, as well as the trees. Okay? So, properties, ito, i-intro na ako ng konti dun sa guest natin. Properties, no? When somebody asks me, like King, naiisip na namin ibenta yung property namin na magkakapatid. No? I always ask them first, is it really necessary for you to sell the property? Well, other brokers would say, King, wag mo na itanong yan. Gusto na magbenta di ipabenta mo na. But ako, in King Kong Realty, what we do is that we ask them first, is it really necessary for you guys to sell the property? Because if it's not necessary, I specialize in commercial leasing or in leasing. Kasi ayoko po sanang mawala yung property doon sa pagmamayari nung original owners. But if they say that, oh, King, it's necessary because we need the cash for something, for development, or para mapaghati-hatian namin, then I'd say, okay, then let's do it. Properties are hard earned by the parents, no? Pinaghirapan nila blood, sweat, and tears. And yun lang, merong times that these properties are not properly transferred to the names of their children. And sadly, due to either accidental death, or they've already passed on without even passing the titles names to their kids, then we go about having this topic, extrajudicial settlement as well as estate taxes. But I won't talk to you about it now because I am already tired talking. So I'll let our guest talk about it. Who is she? She is a lawyer, broker, appraiser who advocates educating people in real estate taxation. She is a partner of Mamalateo-Guevara as well as Mamalateo-Jusay law offices. She is also the head of tax and legal of Mamalateo Development and Jaguar Realty Services. Walang iba, iisa lang. So please welcome Attorney MJ Jusay.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, King. Talaga
You're most welcome, Attorney. Bitin pa nga ako dun sa introduction kasi hindi ko pa nabanggit na licensed broker ka sa Amerika, na meron ka ring lisensya to practice your law in New York, na you've also written 5 books already in real estate taxation. So, nabanggit ko na rin. So, diba? Bigatin talaga. So, we'd like to thank you, ma'am, for taking this time off your Saturday afternoon to be here with us. Baka gusto mo pong bumati kahit sa mga fans natin dyan, yung kaway-kaway.
Hello, good afternoon. Slight correction lang doon, King, no?
Okay.
To practice as a broker, real estate broker sa US, it's only licensed to practice law in the state of New York. No?
All right.
Anyway, it's really my pleasure to be invited here in your show. I've heard good things about your show. Kaya when I got your invitation, I did not think twice. No, I accepted right away.
Thank you, Attorney. Sige, diretso agad tayo para we would spend most of the time talking about, what do guys do, no? Sige, hindi ko muna yun. But just a standard question of people who have guested in the show, attorney ka. Pero bakit ka na-involved sa real estate industry?
Well, This happened in 2015, King. No, I maybe you're aware, but due to the RESA law,
Mhm.
it became a requirement for licensed real estate brokers to be a graduate of BS Real Estate Management before they are qualified to take the licensure exam for real estate brokers and appraisers. So I decided during that year to take the 120 units not to review and be qualified with the certification to take the board exam. So it was in 2015 when I took the licensure exam for brokers. And after that, yung ano naman, the same year, I took the licensure exam for appraisers.
Ah,
After that, I wasn't able to practice right away, no, because I had my legal practice. But it's only recently, last year lang actually, that I started becoming more active in my
mhm.
other licenses.
I see, I see. So was it parang from your story, attorney, was it fear out of the RESA law that you that you needed to take? You needed
Oh,
to be in class. That's why you sabi mo, sige, kukunin ko na tong
oo,
120
oo,
hours.
oo. Took
But
advantage talaga kasi sayang eh. It was only at least the certification that you needed to qualify for the board exam. No, ngayon, I'm also teaching legal aspects in BS REM. No, so
ah,
I know the hardships that the students have to go through in order to graduate from the course and be able to take the licensure exam. So it was
I
really
see.
the perfect time that time, no, when I took the board exams.
And then that's when you formed the Mamaleteo development, or did it come after
It was
or
after.
before that? It
It
was
was
after
after.
that.
It was after
Yeah.
when I am doing this with my brothers. I have three brothers, so I'm
Mm,
doing
mm,
that business in development and
yeah.
also the realty services with my three brothers because
Okay. Okay.
I also have two brothers who are licensed brokers.
Oh, okay, okay. That's very good, very good.
Yeah.
Attorney, sabi nga natin dun sa no, we've promoted this show to talk about estate tax and extrajudicial, not killings, but extrajudicial settlement. Okay? Baka merong ibang nagtutune in na akala nila extrajudicial killings yung hindi po. Ako personally, I'm against it po. So we're talking about settlements here. So which means that if, say for example, ako, no, napagmanahan ako ng property or ng properties ng magulang ko, pati yung mga kapatid ko, kaso hindi pa po naililipat yung pangalan ng titulo sa aming magkakapatid. Problema po yun. Problema po yun na sinosolve ni attorney. So,
Oh.
would you care to expound, attorney, what EJS, okay? EJS is in estate tax, please.
EJS is extrajudicial settlement, King. No, but before I answer your question, I have to make some preliminary discussions first. No,
Yeah.
I want to talk about what is estate settlement because there are different kinds of estate settlements. No, so before I answer your specific question, yun muna yung i-cover natin. No. Um, when there are properties, whether personal properties or real properties that were left by a deceased person, we call the deceased person a decedent. Now, when there are personal or real properties left by a deceased person, the
Mm-hmm.
decedent, in order to transfer the ownership from the deceased owner to the heirs of the decedent, you have to do estate settlement, no?
Okay.
And yes, and estate settlement, there are two kinds of estate settlements, King. We have
Yeah.
judicial settlement and yung tinatanong mo, yung extrajudicial settlement.
Okay.
Hmm. Do you want me to expound on yung what are the different types? So at least I
Yeah,
can...
yeah.
Oh, sige. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yung judicial settlement kasi, no, this takes place when the decedent left a valid last will and testament, no?
Mm-hmm.
So when the decedent or the testator left a valid last will or testament, you have to go through judicial settlement because you have to have the will probated, no? Pupunta ka sa court, magpa-file ka in order to allow or disallow the last will and testament of the testator. Now, judicial settlement is also done, no, when the decedent left no last will and testament, but he left debts naman. No? May utang, may iniwan na utang itong ating decedent. And another scenario is when judicial settlement is done is when the decedent left no will, no? Pero itong mga naiwan niyang heirs cannot agree on a partition. So hindi sila nagkakasundo. So because of these factors, they have to settle the estate judicially.
Okay.
So those are the three instances when judicial settlement is required. Now, extrajudicial settlement happens naman, King, when the decedent, no, left no last will and testament, no debts, walang utang, yung decedent natin, and the heirs, the intestate heirs of the decedent are all of age, or let's say meron na mga minors, no, they are represented by their legal guardian.
Okay.
So, extrajudicial settlement yung applicable under that scenario. Pwedeng mangyari yun. And for Filipinos, it is usually the case, no? Bihira naman kasi yung mga owners na nag-draft ng last will and testament nila in order to specify there how they want to dispose of their assets, no, to their heirs. It's usually the case, tayo mga Pilipino, hindi talaga pinagpaplanuhan kung paano i-distribute yung assets, no? Kaya most of the time, ang nangyayari talaga, yung mga properties, especially if the decedent left the real properties, no, naiiwan talaga yung pangalan dun sa decedent, dun sa deceased person. So this is when extrajudicial settlement will be applicable. Required yan in order to transfer the ownership of these properties from the decedent to the heirs ng ating decedent.
Okay. So attorney, you mentioned that most of the time, no? Anong percentages yung most of the time that Filipinos don't plan about the succession of their properties? Ano yan, 95%?
Alam mo, I have no facts, no, to back up my statement, but
most of your cases, I suppose.
Yes. Bihirang-bihira yung lalapit sa'yo, attorney, I need to draft my last will and testament. No, bihirang-bihira yung ganon. But there are people who also come forward and ask help. Pero most of the time talaga, King, hindi. Wala.
Why is this so? What do you think, attorney? It's just ayaw lang natin pag-usapan ng una, death, and it's just part of our culture that we don't talk about such things.
Maybe.
And why?
Maybe, maybe because a lot of people, they are afraid of talking about death, no. Even if ako, syempre, lawyer na ako, so I have relatives, and we try to at least introduce the idea of already starting to plan ahead, no. But some people, especially yung mga seniors, yung mga older people, they don't like talking about that subject. So most of the time they just want to leave it as is, and as I guess let the heirs worry about it when the time comes, no? So
Yeah, but are you suggesting that we should work on this as I guess as Filipinos, that we should think about the succession planning of our, as you know, in the same manner that we have succession planning for our businesses, we should also have succession planning for our properties, no? Kasi yun na, kung hindi, pamamanahan mo sila ng lupa at pamamanahan mo rin sila ng bonus na problema.
Oo. Pwede naman yon, King, no? Actually, it's better to plan ahead. But in planning ahead, you have to consider the objectives of the person, no? Hindi naman parati kasing tax savings yung tinitingnan mo when you decide on how to plan your estate. There are other considerations, di ba? Let's say, how many heirs do you want, and ano ba yung mga interest ng mga anak mo, yung mga heirs mo, di ba? There are a lot of considerations to think about in planning your estate. So let's say may existing business ka, di ba? Who among your children want to continue the business? Yung mga ganun bagay, di ba? So if you have things like that, yung to consider, better to plan ahead. Pero sa atin nga talaga, even my dad, no, my late father is also a lawyer, but he never did that. We had to settle his estate extrajudicially then. No?
And as children, we don't also ask our parents na, Dad, Mom, nasulat mo na ba yung will mo? Diba?
Yeah.
So it shows like this, you guys, you know, that will open up the idea of our parents, of other people, now that they should also prepare first for things like this. Ang hirap sabihin kasi parang pinapaprepare mo ba Mami Daddy King? Hindi po. Para lang after that, we don't have to worry about such things, because alam naman po natin that sometimes it leads, sinametimes ko pa oftentimes it leads to quarreling of the surviving kids. Tama, attorney?
Yes, that happens. That
happens. All
but,
right.
Yes.
Sige, we will talk to the meat of the extrajudicial settlements as well as estate taxes. Well, after a few reminders from our sponsors. But again, to the viewers, if you have any questions or if you want any shout-outs, like ngayon, sorry, i-shout-out ko na. We have, you have akala ko, estudyante, classmate, sa hi daw, Attorney Joy, si Miss, attorney din to, Attorney Ida Sumbilio. We also have hi, Attorney Joy, si Marjorie Gallardo Mamalateo. Siyempre. And then we have a follower, Xiao Dao Ming. No, very important topics that many times people disregard. And meron din tayo, JC Camillon, no? Thank you for earlier si attorney was noticing. Thank you for sponsoring my beautiful plants at the back. And shout out to the city assessor of Antipolo. Marami pong salamat sa inyong public service at serbisyo sa bayan. Keep safe po. So, direct, we'll go to our few reminders from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with Attorney MJ. So, hang on to your seats. Hey, you're back with us in the rainy Saturday afternoon here at Realty Realities. Please, no, keep safe. Just stay at home and be dry. Watch Realty Realities as well as the other shows of TNC na kagaya ng U-Turn, TNC The Talk, Awesome Day, The Home Buyer, The Puppet Stories, Mondays 5:30 p.m. The Big Picture, that's also Mondays and Fridays 7:15 p.m. You've got the Millennial Voice Mondays at 8:30. Foreign Affairs, HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon, ang pinakamasipag na show natin. Moving on Business, Well Home, Mental Shift, that's Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. in the US, and Wednesdays, 9:30 a.m. in the Philippines. You've got Money and More, that's Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. in the Philippines and 5:30 a.m. in US. And there's also Cybernext. So check out our page, that's hashtag TNC Now, or spell it out, the new channel on Facebook as well as YouTube to watch all our shows. And if you missed any of our shows here in Realty Realities, you may go to that site and it's all there. All right. So we'd also like to thank our sponsor, Vista Land Blue Chips Marketing. That's care of Ms. Cheryl Sanguyo, who is the CEO and president. It's part of the Vista Land sales network. No? They market these different properties of Vista Land. Ang dami. That includes Golden Haven, yung guest natin for last week, who said that it's also a good investment to invest in memorial lots. Kasi meron siyang at least 20% per year na appreciation. So take a picture. So let's bring back our guest for this afternoon. She is a partner in Mamalateo-Jusay as well as Mamalateo Guevara law offices. She specializes in real estate taxation. Attorney MJ.
Hello. We're back.
Yan. Thanks, attorney. Grabe. I like this topic because it prepares people what to expect in the future, and importante siyang bagay na pag-uusapan. Kanina, attorney, off the air, I was asking you, di ba? Attorney, if regular ako na tao, tapos ang pagkakaintindi ko doon base sa binanggit mo, ang extrajudicial settlement, no, ang extrajudicial ay kaya sa extrajudicial ibig sabihin hindi siya sa within the bounds of the law or the judge. No?
So, yes, tama yun. Oo, tama yun, King. No? Yung extrajudicial settlement kasi is a settlement outside the court. So,
Yun, outside the court, yeah.
So, meaning you don't have to resort to filing a petition in court, no, para i-settle yung estate ng decedent mo. So, yan yung difference nila talaga.
As opposed to yung nauna mong binanggit, which is judicial settlement. So kapag merong hindi pagkakaintindihan yung magkapatid, kapag meron silang kinwestiyon doon sa will and testament ng kanilang mga magulang, or merong claimant doon sa estate o sa pagmamay-ari ng yumaong mga magulang, then they would have to go to judicial settlement.
Yes, that's correct.
Which, attorney, ano nga yung sinite mo na, 3 things for the judicial settlement, no?
So first, if the decedent or the testator left a valid last will and testament, when I say valid, it means it is compliant with all the requirements of the law for a valid last will and testament. Because it's also possible that the testator or the decedent wrote a will, but it is not compliant with the formalities required under the law. When that happens, the will that was written by the decedent will be disallowed. No? So what happens, it's as if he never wrote a will. So intestacy will take place. So in case there is intestacy, iyan naman mag-a-apply yung extrajudicial settlement. And under extrajudicial settlement, the succession rules under the civil code will be applied, no? Yung civil code provisions, yung magdedetermine what will be the share of each of the heirs of the decedent, no? In case there is no last will and testament.
Attorney, alam ko medyo madugo yung paghatian na binabanggit sa civil code, but we have listeners also and viewers also asking in their heads, paano ba yon? Kung may explain mo lang siya in such a way na simple at maintindihan.
Okay. So to simplify, no, yung extrajudicial settlement, what happens?
Kung halimbawa, attorney, sorry. Kung halimbawa, bigay tayo ng example. Dad passed away, and then there's a mom and 2 kids.
Okay.
So how is it divided in the civil code?
Okay. So when the decedent is the father and he left a surviving spouse and 2 children or 2 descendants, no, what will happen is all the properties of the decedent will be collated. Gagawa ka ng inventory list mo ngayon ng lahat ng properties mo registered under your name. So it's possible, King, that there are conjugal properties or properties that are part of the absolute community kasi mag-asawa, di ba? So yung mga properties nila, i-collate mo yan. It's also possible that the decedent may also have exclusive properties. So you will also include the exclusive properties and the conjugal properties of the decedent. So pagsasamahin mo lahat ng properties niya and you will determine the value of the estate as of the time of death of the father. Now, now it will be considered the whole estate as one pie, no? Now, supposing all the properties that were left by the father were all conjugal properties. Now, lahat ng properties niya will all form part of this whole pie. Now, the surviving spouse will have her 50% share in that pie because she is already a co-owner because those properties are conjugal properties. So, other 50%, that is the share of the deceased father. So, itong 50% na yan, that will now be the estate of the deceased father. So, ito ngayon yung paghahati-hatian ng mga compulsory or legitimate heirs of the father. So, sino ba yung mga heirs nung deceased father? So, we have the legitimate descendants or the children, no? Yung dalawang children. And we also have the surviving spouse, no? So the 3 of them will be sharing equally the 50% which is owned by the deceased father. Ganun yung mangyayari doon.
Ganda, attorney. Ngayon ko narinig na yung 50% that goes to the wife is not part and parcel of the estate of the deceased father. Tama?
Oo.
Because that is really hers.
Yes.
Diba? So, ang estate lang na pinaghahatian ngayon is the other 50%.
That's correct.
Which the mother or the wife has 50%. Tapos, tama?
Yung 50%, di ba, sa surviving spouse na.
Okay.
So, yung other 50, that's the one that's owned by the father.
Okay.
So, ang maghahati-hati pa dun sa kabilang 50, yung surviving spouse at saka yung dalawang anak niya equally. So, ang mangyayari, lalaki yung share ni spouse. Di ba? Ni surviving spouse. Kasi may 50% na siya plus 1/3.
Alright. Okay. Since naumpisahan na natin tong usapan na ganito, parang gusto ko nang mag-carry on with it eh. Now, if there is an illegitimate child of the father, paano siya? Is that part of the, is that part of the legal heirs?
Yes. Ang illegitimate children or illegitimate descendants are also intestate heirs of the father. No?
Okay.
But if the illegitimate children survive with legitimate children, what happens, King? They only get half of the share of one legitimate child. So, kalahati lang ng share ng isang legitimate child ang makukuha niya.
Oh, so dun sa example natin na sinay, so the 50%, 'di ba? Yun yung estate na pinagatian. So pinagatian ng tatlo, the mom and the two legitimate children. So saan kukuha yung illegitimate?
Yung makukuha lang niya, so you will have to divide the entire estate, no? Yung half lang yung makukuha niya ng share ng isang legitimate child. But it will also have to come out of the 50% of the conjugal properties, which is the estate of the father. No? Yan lang yung pagkukuhan.
Okay. Clear. Baka lang merong gusto mag-follow up question sa ating mga viewers, no? And if this is something that interests you, well, baka naman hindi sa case nyo, but if you have something to ask from us, then just please post in the comment section. Just for anonymity, we've instructed our director not to flash it on the screen. And then, well, just cite examples that you would want to ask. Okay, attorney, same example natin. What if, unfortunately, the mother also passes away?
Okay,
so paano naman ang nun? So same example natin kanina, 'di ba? Mother and father, kanina si father lang yung namatay with 2 kids. Ngayon namatay pati si mother, left with 2 kids. So how do you divide it in the civil code?
Okay. Now, you will have to divide the whole pie now. No? You will have to divide the whole pie between the 2 children. So, they will each have 1/2 or 50%. So, parang kung ano yung share ng isang spouse, yun na ngayon yung makukuha ng isang child, no? Mag-50-50 sharing sila kasi dapat equal yung sharing nila dun sa entire estate of their deceased parents.
Oh, okay. That's so parang 50-50 na. Now, eto na, 'di ba? What if one of the kids already passes away or has already passed on? No, tas isang anak na lang but left with a wife and family.
Sino yung deceased child, meron siyang spouse?
Pamilya, may spouse and family.
Okay, sige. So in that case, meron tayong tinatawag na right of representation, King. No? So since, let's say, originally 2 children, di ba? But one of the children already already passed away, no, before ma-transfer yung estate of the deceased parents to the heirs. So what happens with the right of representation? Yung surviving spouse and the legitimate or even illegitimate children of that deceased child will step into his shoes. And they will be the one to inherit his share, but they can only inherit the share that was supposed to be for the deceased child.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So I guess ang proofs lang would be the marriage certificates of baptismal and so forth, no. Nice. Well, not nice to hear about people passing away, but it's nice to learn about such things so that we can prepare ourselves. Ngayon, attorney, backtrack ako ng konti. So, yun na nga, hindi na bayaran. Hindi. Okay. Hindi na transfer.
Okay.
Yung title sa pangalan ng mga siblings. 'Di ba? I-cite na natin yung case na malinis naman, walang debts, walang family indifferences, no? What is the process for having the title transferred to the kids? Because I think this is why we have viewers watching us, because they want to go through the process. So what's the process like, attorney?
So, yun nga, you have to go through the extrajudicial settlement. So, you have to, the heirs, no, the surviving heirs of the decedent, they have to execute a contract. We call this the deed of extrajudicial settlement. So, they will have to agree among themselves how they want to partition the property. And the provisions or the succession law under the civil code will guide them as to what is the proper share per heir. No? Now, pwede naman nilang sundan yung sharing that is provided for under the civil code, kung ano yung rightful share of each heir. No? But they can also agree, King, on a different partition. No? A different sharing. And they can put this into writing under the deed of extrajudicial settlement. But usually, ang nangyayari naman kasi talaga, King, no, equal naman din yung kanilang distribution ng estate ng decedent. But I have also handled many clients na iba din yung sharing na gusto nila, because they already want specific properties of the decedent that is transferred to them. And most of the time, the values of the properties are different. So it's possible that, say, property 1 is assigned to child 1, property 2 is assigned to child 2, but the value of these two properties are different. So if that happens, then hindi na equal, diba?
Pinaghatian nila irrespective of the value of the properties, but because of, something strategic to them. I'm closer to Cavite, I'll have that property in Cavite, disregarding whatever the market value is of the property.
Yes.
Oo. At saka siguro, attorney, meron din cases na hindi ko alam, pero naiisip ko lang na yung anak na yung tumira sa bahay ni mommy at daddy, at yung anak na yung nag-alaga kila mommy at daddy. Malamang meron nagsasuggest na family member na, sige, si ano na lang will get the bigger share. Meron bang ganon?
Meron ganyan. But King, you have to understand, no? Sabi ko nga, under the civil code kasi, ang sharing nila ng mga intestate heirs dapat equal. Now, they can also agree on a different sharing, di ba? Depende nga kung ano yung mga objectives nila, ano yung mga considerations nila, they can agree on a distribution that is not exactly equal. But if you do that, no, magkakaroon kasi ng donation by the heir who has given up more than his equal share, no? Let's say, sabi ko nga sa'yo, 2 properties. Gusto ng child 1 yung property 1. Gusto ng child 2 yung property 2. Pero magkaiba ng value. So, yung child who receives a property that is of lesser value, pagkakaroon ngayon ng donation dun sa kapatid niya who got a property that has more value than what he got. So may tax consequence din yan. So ang mangyayari sa extrajudicial settlement, you will be you will have to pay estate taxes on the transfer from the deceased, no, to the heirs. And then meron ding donation portion. Yung heir who donated part of his share to the other heir or heirs. No?
Okay,
it's also possible.
That's via a deed of donation.
Yes, that can be
din yan, no?
Document, no? Pwedeng extrajudicial settlement with donation. Pwedeng ganon.
I see. I see. Well, I lost you for a bit there, attorney. I think it's because of the internet connection.
Wow.
We'll be going to some of the comments. Ako medyo binato ko na yung mga questions ko kanina ng pasingit-singit. But in fairness to those who posted their comments as well as yung mga hininga natin ng questions, I wanted to read. Hold on. I'm just trying to look for it. Yeah, sorry, attorney. While looking for the question, if you'd like to carry on with clarifying some of the topics, then yeah,
sige.
please just go
So,
ahead.
sige, while you're looking for it, no,
Yeah.
I want to take this opportunity to mention that under the Train Law or Republic Act 10963, the estate tax provisions of the 1997 tax code has already been amended. So, beginning January 1, 2018, nag-iba na po yung estate tax provisions natin. So, under the Train Law, ngayon, there is already a flat rate of 6% on the net estate of the decedent versus the old law. Dati kasi graduated rates, no? Graduated rates. So, from 5% to 20% yung estate taxes that were applicable before, but now under the trade law, flat rate na lang, 6% na lang on the net estate of the decedent. No? And aside from that, there are also other amendments dun sa mga allowable deductions under the gross estate of a decedent. So under the old law, yung standard deduction was only 1 million, but now under the Train Law, it has been increased to 5 million.
Wow.
Lumaki siya talaga. And another significant change under the Train Law, yung family home deduction. Under the old law, 1 million lang yan, King. Ngayon, under the Train Law, in-increase na nila, ginawa na nilang 10 billion. So you can see, by those two allowable deductions alone, pwede mo nang ma-reduce significantly yung amount ng gross estate.
Nice.
And after deducting those allowable deductions from the gross estate, yung net estate na lang yung isa-subject mo ngayon to the 6% estate tax. So, not only that, dati kasi, within 6 months from the date of death of the decedent, kailangan magbayad ka na ng estate tax. But with the Train Law, they have extended it. They made it 1 year from the date of death. So, yun yung mga significant changes under the Train Law.
Nice. Sino bang principal author ng Train Law na yan para mapasalamatan sa show?
Oo. No, we really have our
We're not political here, but thank you for the Train Law because I've been hearing about good things about that law because it really is helpful at saka yun na, yung sinasabi mo lang, deductions, no? And then rounding off the figure to 6%, which is very, very nice. Sige, attorney, thanks for the salo. We will be going to our sponsors again for a few reminders, but just hang on to your seats because we have some interesting questions coming in from our viewers, and we would like to answer them after a few reminders from our sponsors. So we'll be back soon. You're back here in Realty Realities in this Saturday, rainy afternoon. So please watch our other shows because they're interesting, even more interesting than Realty Realities, basically because they talk about other topics as well. You have, hold on, let me just put it up on my phone. Just a second. Healthline. Very important topic. Couple goals. Win within. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. You've got the market leader, TNC Express. YOLO Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Negosyo at home, TechU, TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 5:30, which follows after my show. So just stay tuned. COVID stories that Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Danny Art Show after shift. Women at Work, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, The Fourth Project, Catch Also or TNC Specials one day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall on Saturday, 7 p.m., co-hosted by our co-founders Lloyd and Apple. So we would like also to thank our first sponsor of our show, that's SMDC, the good guys. If you have any questions to ask regarding their strategic condominiums located beside malls, contact Mr. Glenn Gawat here at yung FB page at GR Gawat. So let's bring back Attorney MJ to wrap up our show for this afternoon. Yes, but I've already asked permission, and I don't know if it was granted, but I have an attorney to back me up, so I guess it was. Attorney, itong mga questions lang because I don't want to leave this show without asking questions from our viewers.
Okay.
So sabi I have a question from a client. I won't mention the name of the person. I have a question from a client. Husband with no will, no children, and no more parent passes away. Does the wife get everything, or are the surviving brothers and sisters of the husband entitled to a share?
Okay. Maganda yung tanong mo, King, no? But in case the decedent died without a last will and testament, and she or he survives with only the brothers or sisters, no?
Yeah.
Asawa niya.
Yeah.
Ang nangyayari dyan, they will have to share the estate of the decedent equally. Equal yan. So the surviving spouse will not get the entire estate of the decedent. Hahatiin niya yan equally with the collateral relatives, yung brothers and sisters nung kanyang asawa.
Talaga, pati yung brothers and sisters.
Oo.
All right. So to the person who asked, sorry I can't mention name. Hope that answers your question. Meron pang isa but since I'm not asking direct to flash it on the screen, ito. Spouse is entitled to 50% of the share of the deceased spouse. I thought that was always the case. Okay. This is what we clarified. That it's not just 50%, di ba po? Aside from the 50%, the spouse is also entitled to equal share of the other 50%.
Oo, because yung surviving spouse, intestate heir siya nung decedent. So, he or she will be entitled to an equal share of the other 50%. So, 50% plus, di ba? Yung proportionate share niya dun sa other 50.
All right. So I hope that clarifies it, ma'am. Thank you for the questions. Now, if you have any other questions for Attorney MJ or any other questions regarding what you're facing right now, yung personal situation nyo, is that you can contact Attorney MJ where?
Yes, you can send me an email on mjhusay at mamalateolaw.com. No? So they can shoot me an email for their questions, and I would gladly answer their questions.
Yeah. So if you wanted to get the email address of Attorney MJ, please send us a message on the comment section and we will reply to you by PM or also in the comment section yung email address ni Attorney MJ. Any other alam ko nabitin ako, but other people also might want to ask questions. Any other webinars aside from what we're having right now?
On
Attorney?
Tuesday, no, because I'm a member of QCNRB, no, PAREB, QCNRB, and on Tuesday we will have another lecture. It's actually related to our topic for today. So it's about estate settlement then and the availment, no, of the estate tax amnesty, because King, yung ating estate tax amnesty was just recently extended, no, yung availment. So the original deadline for the availment of the estate tax amnesty ended on July 15, 2021. But because of this extension under RA 11569, we have another 2 years to avail of the estate tax amnesty. So for those of you who have unsettled estates of family or friends, encourage them to take advantage of this estate tax amnesty extension, because you only have until July 14, 2023 to avail of the amnesty. Sayang, because under the amnesty, 6% na lang yung estate tax that will be applied to the estate of your decedent. Sayang, magandang opportunity.
Attorney, pag nag-submit ba sila ng July 30 ba?
July 14, 2023. 2 years naman yung extension.
Pag nag-submit sila ng July 13, 2023, accepted pa rin ba yun?
Hindi. Very, very strict yung ating rules, no? If the deadline is really July 14, 2023, kailangan on or before that date, nakapag-file at nakapagbayad ka na. Because otherwise, it will not be accepted anymore. And what will happen, pwede mo pa rin naman isettle, but the applicable estate tax rates na yung gagamitin, hindi na yung 6% na flat rate.
Yun. Sayang nga naman. But, let's avail of the reduced, I'm pretty sure it's reduced for most of the cases, yung 6% na estate tax rate. So, attorney, any last words? Hindi, kung meron kang webinars pa aside from the QCNRB, because I believe that's close to the members of the board only. Any public appearances?
Right now, wala pa naman naka-line up, King, no? But I will let you know, so maybe you can also share it with your viewers, no?
Yes, please do. And then Direct, can we show one of the other things that attorney does, because as my introduction has said, she's really an advocate about educating people about real estate taxation. So attorney, please.
Okay, I got the passion of teaching from my late father, no, and he's actually my co-author in this last book. Is this recent book that I've co-authored with him. It's entitled Real Property Ownership and Registration. So this just came out this May, and it is available at any Rex bookstore, or you can scan the QR code on this ad, no, and it will direct you to their online store, so you can order online the book.
Okay. Well, we'll be reposting this advertisement on our Facebook page. That's Realty Realities on TNC. So if you haven't subscribed or even joined the page, please like our page, Realty Realities on TNC. Ay, nako. 1 hour has passed, and ako nga, bitin pa nga. So, but that's the only time we have. So thank you very much, Attorney MJ, for sharing your thoughts, and not just your thoughts. Hindi mo naman ginawa lang to, but your specialization and your expertise to our many viewers as well as to me. I learned a lot, and then I will learn some more on Tuesdays.
Oh, yes.
Tuesday.
Mag-attend ka para
I
makompleto mo yung buong topic.
I
Ah,
I will definitely attend. So guys, if you have any questions, please post it on the comment section, and we will definitely answer you back. So again, maraming salamat, Attorney MJ, for gracing us on your Saturday rainy afternoon. Mag-ingat and God bless po sa inyo. And
always
to
my
the
pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, thank you. And to the viewers of Realty Realities, maraming salamat po ulit for being with us for 1 hour and 10 minutes. We hope you learned a lot because we did. And these are things that are important na hindi normally discussed in other platforms. No, it's not discussed so much on the news. It's not so much discussed on newspaper, and that's why we're bringing it out to the people. So hope you are able to watch as well as share this episode to people you know who'll benefit about napagmanahan tapos hindi alam kung anong gagawin dun sa property nila para ma-transfer sa kanila yung property. So we'd like to thank you once again. Keep safe. God bless us all and be strong. Thank you.